Maybe you can hear a little bit in the background. I got to take it off though because I do not want to be censored or whatever. Okay, let's talk a little bit about these records I got from Gianmarco. I can tell that some of these are going to become favorites. Okay, this is good stuff, Gianmarco. Gianmarco Liguori lives in New Zealand, Italian guitar player. And I'll start with Penta and the beat instrumental. 45 instrumental, not quite jazzy, kind of is the word modal. I'm searching for words. This is really cool. Real cool. It's not rock and roll, but it's not jazz. That I mean that as a high compliment. It's really, really cool. But let's just move to the next thing. This is dynamite. This is dynamite. This is a compilation of the work of Murray McNabb. Now, interestingly, I don't know hardly anything about music of the jazz scene down in Australia and New Zealand. I've long wanted a John Sangster record. Still don't have any, but I know that's a name, and it comes up in this story, although Sangster's not on here. But this is awesome. God, computer. This is an awesome 2 LP. The Way In is the Way Out. The music of Murray McNabb, put out by Gianmarco Liguori's label, Serang Bang. And this is really, really well done. Only 250 copies. I don't know. It might be sold out already. With nice, strip that comes on the end. But musically, this is dynamite. McNabb is a keyboardist, and he's a sensitive. It's like, this is what's cool about this is that the scene is down there in Australia and New Zealand, no connection to America, which is basically considered the birthplace of jazz. But these cats can blow. And that's old slang that I used to hear when I was a child that still applies. These people can really play. These cats can blow. McNabb has a sensitive touch and a good ear, and his soloing as well as his choice for chords and is awesome. It's not run of the mill. It's not smooth. It's good. And this starts off great with a rendition of Weather Report's Mr. Gone. The playing on here is great. There's a wide variety of stuff on here. Several groups of his. The Space Case, Hard Jazz, Modern Times. There's even an unreleased track by the band Dr. Tree. And as a collector, it's a record I am aware of. Just wanting to know about rare records. It's really hard to find, and it's one that I found online years ago and downloaded. It's really good, jazz rock. There are, among the other players on here, I'm not really familiar with any of these other names to talk about them, but besides the jazz tracks, there are some kind of drony electronic pieces on here. The Private Lives of Birds 2. There's a Meditation in D. Gianmarco, this is fantastic. Love that artwork too as well. Serang Bang Records, heavy pressing 180 gram vinyl, really nice heavy stock cards, I don't know what you call it, paper, cardboard, whatever that it's made on. So yeah, I want to enthuse about Serang Bang Records and what Gianmarco's label is doing. This is quality music. I can speak about this one as well, although this one I like so much I'm going to be playing it again. Another band that Gianmarco is involved in is a thing called Salon Kingsador. Apparently they have several records out. This is the most recent Instant Compositions limited edition. Each cover is handmade. Some kind of process. I'll leave the link and you can read about it. Each cover is one of a kind. The labels on the records are painted and hand stamped. I love stuff like this. But the best part of it is the music. I really like this one. Now, I can tell as a musician that this is improvisation. This is just playing, and playing. But what's cool about that is if you play and you have any sort of relationship with the other musicians, or you're listening, something is bound to happen. And that's exactly what happens on this album. I've listened to this all the way through twice already because magic happens on this. I don't think there's any titles, which it doesn't need. There's a couple of long compositions where the first part just goes on and on and on, and it just goes on, and then it breaks down, and then something emerges really floaty and dreamlike. Makes that one breakdown makes the whole album worth it, but it's not the only one. This also kind of reminds me, yes, there's a Miles Davis aspect of the improvisation, but I also, it's not that it's European or Canterbury, but okay, it's the way that people are improvising is not blues based. It's like no one is relying on any particular vocabulary to go back to refer to, and I like that. It makes the music very original. Salon Kingsador. I'll put the, if you can't understand my words, I'll have the link below the video. I really, really appreciate this. I'll go ahead and talk about the third album that he sent me. And this is an archive. This music is by Bernie McGann, recorded in 1966. Potent, good jazz by these cats out of Australia and New Zealand. These recordings are like audience recordings, so the fidelity is not great, but the playing is, and the compositions. Okay, so there's two sides of this. The A side is original. The B side is them doing a Monk tune and an Ornette Coleman tune. I like their own stuff best. Like I said, these guys, okay, Bernie McGann obviously listened to Americans. I hear just a bit of Ornette Coleman in his phrasing, but not imitative. Just that's kind of it seems like it's a jumping point for him. This is really solid playing, everyone. The rhythm section is solid. That's something that's really important in jazz. Well, all music. The rhythm's got to be solid. There's so many records that have been made over the years in all kinds of genres where the drumming is not solid, and the music you can't fake the music. This is really good stuff. So I may talk more about this music in the future because, again, I really like this stuff. It's jazz and it's not jazz. It's expression. It's music for the sake of music. I mean, that's what I really like. I'm really not interested in being entertained. And that's what mainstream is about. It's about entertainment. It is, and that's fine, but I'm more interested in actual expression. Because it's so enriching. Sarang Bang Records. Great label out of New Zealand. Thank you so much for sending the music, and I'll leave the link, folks. Pick up on the label Sarang Bang Records.